Here it is, time for another ink showdown. Last time I did hot pink, and it was very clear to me that magenta is not hot pink. So I have pulled 10 magenta inks that I'm gonna compare, and we're gonna rank them, and then I'm gonna subjectively pick which I think is my favorite. Because magenta is not normally my color. I know you look at me and you think, wow, he looks like a guy who writes with a lot of magenta ink. I do have some that I've used, but you know, a lot of these will be new for me. So that's gonna be part of the fun. We're gonna get to explore it together. So what I have here, I have some Tomoe River sheets, the paper that I have cut up into these little squares. And so I'm going to use them to create these fun little swabs. I'm gonna be using a Pilot Iroshizuku dip pen. So it's got a Pilot medium nib on it like you would see on a Metropolitan or a Kakuno. So I'll get to dip that. It's easier for cleaning purposes for me, honestly, but it writes it out kind of like a fountain pen, more so than the glass dip pen that I used to use. I've got a Kakamori dip nib, which is gonna get me more of like a broad swath. So you can see, yeah, it's a little easier on video to see like what it looks like in a big swatch like that. I'm gonna do them all up, let them all dry, and then talk about them. So it'll be fun. Stick around, let's get into it. Jacques Herbin Rose Cyclamen. This is an oldie but goodie for me. I have used this ink, but it's been a while because this was in the very first shipment of ink that we got back in November 2009 when Goulet pens became the Goulet pens that you know and love today. So I have used this one. It's a beautiful color. Looks just like I remember it. Jacques Herbin, they've been in the business since 1670. So they know, they were making ink for Victor Hugo. So they know how to stick around. And if they didn't know how to make good ink, I don't think they would be here still. Beautiful color. Oh, this is nice. I actually like magentas a lot. I do tend to use, oh my gosh, let me throw my pen. I do like to use magentas more than I like to use hot pinks. Personally, part of it is it's a little darker. It's a little easier to read on the page. Honestly, just the main reason for it. So it'll be interesting to see how these all stack up to each other and which one it turns out that I like the most, because I actually don't even know. I'm gonna completely go by my gut in terms of which one I think is the best. Ooh, this is punchy. This is vibrant. I like it. I have a fond place in my heart for this ink. Part of that's just sentimental. But this is a strong start. We got a lot to go though, so we're gonna see where we end up. Ferris Wheel Press, Little Miss Jubilee. Now Ferris Wheel Press, they know how to make some bottles, and their packaging too. What did I do with the box? I don't know what I did with the box, but the box looks cool. What did I do with the box? Here we go. Oh, Little Miss Jubilee. Look at that packaging. They do custom packaging for every single one of their inks. It looks awesome. Good job, Ferris Wheel Press. This is a shimmering ink. So we're gonna have to shake this up a little bit. It's like a rose gold shimmer, I believe. So I'm just gonna give it a little gentle shaking. I don't wanna shake it so much that it creates all these bubbles and does weird stuff. Just a gentle back and forth will do it. So they have a couple different bottle sizes for these ones. This is their 38 milliliter size. They're a slightly bigger size. It's just over an ounce, but it's really cool. This is metal cap too. Very high quality bottles. I mean, you really feel like you're getting a premium. Oh, my little insert stuck on there. There we go. Like a contact lens. There we go. That might happen. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Oh, this is a long name. Ferris. That's a weird looking S. My apologies. Press. The neck is small in these bottles. That's one thing I don't like. But it's usually worth it. Okay, Little Miss Jubilee. Now this one looks a lot more red. Just so I make sure to get the shimmer dispersion in here appropriately, I'm just going to shake it up a little bit, because even just 30 seconds to a minute of sitting there, it's going to settle out a little bit. That's always the challenge with shimmering inks is how do you get it to look even throughout the pen? You know, definitely before you fill it in a fountain pen, you want to give the bottle a good gentle shaking. Yeah, this looks very red. I kind of like it. Doesn't scream as much magenta to me, but I bet it's going to lighten up as it dries, especially because you got the shimmer in there that's going to kind of reflect back. So this is one that I think is going to look a lot different. Boy, how am I going to rank these? I don't know. I'm going to try to put them in dark to light order, but it's going to get pretty tough if they're similar darkness, but different hues. All right, there you go. Lima's Jubilee. We'll put it right there. How about that? Noodler's Rose Coral. Noodler's has very full bottles, so I will not have a problem dipping in this one. Look at that. They like to top them off. You get 3 ounces on this one, so you get bang for the buck with Noodler's. This one is going to be a little bit more on the red side too. Let's see here, Rose Coral. Which kind of makes sense, you know, with rose in the name. I guess you can have a pale pink rose too. I don't know, what color do y'all think of when you think of rose? Because different people can think of different things. Little Miss Jubilee is drying up there. I can see the shimmer doing its thing. Oh yeah, this is very red. I'm betting we're going to get, you know, stuff that leans either pretty red like this and Little Miss Jubilee, or you're going to get stuff that leans very purple like the Rose Cyclamen. And how am I going to feel about each of those? I don't know. I don't know. What is Brian going to do? Who knows? Private Reserve Infinity Dark Pink. These PR Infinity inks usually end up doing some interesting things on the page. Now, the whole reason they're called Infinity is because they're made for extended cap off usage. So if you're not one who likes to cap your pen religiously, you need to do it like overnight or whatever. But, you know, you can leave it off during a meeting and it does a really good job. Okay, Private Reserve. Dark pink. Nice. I like this color. This one's kind of falling in between, I think, some of the red and the purpley. More of like a fuchsia, I guess. Would that be considered a fuchsia? What is the difference between fuchsia and magenta? I tried to look that up and I got very confused. And I was like, we're just going to call it magenta. I'm not going to worry about whatever fuchsia is. Also, how do you spell fuchsia? I can never remember. It's one of those words that I just cannot seem to get right. Okay, so this is definitely looking a little more on the purple side to me. Not as bright and vibrant as Rose Cyclamen. All right, I think I'm realizing as I'm doing these, I don't have any idea how I'm going to actually put these in order because they are kind of different. So I'm just going to line them up and we're just going to go. Diamine Forever Hot Magenta. Now, this is an interesting ink because this is waterproof. And it does a really good job at that. It's not shimmer down in there. It's something interesting. So I'm just going to shake it up. I don't know if that has to do with some of the waterproofing properties or something, but it looks very opaque. This Diamine Forever ink is so interesting to me. I've talked about it a bunch. I've used it in Q&A a bunch. We've had a hard time stocking it, to be honest with you. So my apologies there. But I've been very impressed with the performance of the Diamine Forever inks. So I have high expectations for this one. Oh, I got bubbles like crazy. I shook it too vigorously. That's all right. We're just gonna get all up in here, and I'm not gonna hold it near the end. All right, Diamine. Forever. What's it called again? What is this color? Hot Magenta. It's interesting. I wanted to include, when I was trying to narrow down this list, it was like, well, anything that's called magenta, I don't care what color it is, we're going to have to include it in this list. There's only 3 colors. We do not have a lot of inks in the fountain pen world that have magenta in the name. There's plenty of magenta colors. They're just not called magenta. So go figure. But this is a hot magenta. I think that's fairly accurate. Nice color. A little bit of purple to it, but nothing crazy. That Infinity dark pink, that is definitely dark pink. I think that's our darkest of the bunch so far. There we go. Nothing crazy. We'll see how it dries, but that's a nice looking pink ink. I think it's fallen right in the middle there. This is probably the truest pink that I've seen out of the bunch so far. Ferris Wheel Press, Midway, the Magnificent. All right, this has got a little more purple tone to it, it seems. Another shimmer ink. Ferris Wheel Press is great at that. So we're going to see, I really want to see how this compares to the Luma's Jubilee. I think we're going to end up with a lot more purple than like the red of the Luma's Jubilee. The Luma's Jubilee is looking nice. That shimmer is very tasteful, I will say. It's not completely dominating. Oh, it's doing the thing again. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Okay. I wonder if it does that every time or if that's just like the initial kind of sealed, sort of like a pickle jar. All right. I don't know why I said pickle jar. Pickles are so polarizing. My daughter loves pickles. My wife hates them. It creates a house divided in the Goulet household, let me tell you. Midway. Oh, that's weird. Okay. I'm not going to have room to write Magnificent. Magnificent. Oh, I think I got it in there. Oh, that's terrible. Forgive my writing. It's not like I'm doing this on video for thousands of people or anything. I don't need to have proper handwriting. No, I'm a true professional. It's clear why I've been doing this 16 years, right? Because I'm so professional. Ooh, yeah. Okay. This to me is like, boom, magenta. Yes. Some of these like Rose Coral and Luma's Jubilee, I'm like, if I was not looking at this in the context of a list that I'm calling magenta, they're not even named magenta. So it's really my own fault that I'm comparing them to other magentas. But I don't know. To me, it kind of fell more into that camp. Just like when I did the pinks, I had hot pinks and I had, more like pale rose colors there. Boy, but this to me is like, yeah, that's magenta. But I think magenta can lean a lot more red too. I like that though. Very vibrant, a little closer to rose cyclamen. Diamine Deep Magenta. Well, I had to include this one because magenta's in the name. So we're going to see what the difference is between hot magenta and deep magenta. Now, this is just regular old Diamine ink. Nothing crazy going on other than how crazy deep this magenta is about to be right in front of your eyes. The question is the Diamine Deep Magenta going to be deeper than the Infinity Dark Pink? One could say they're probably going to be similar. They're just named different things. I don't think they were developed to be similar to each other. It's more coincidence, but I do think it's funny how you can name something with totally different words, but actually have it be describing something quite similar. That's how language works, huh? Okay. Nice color. I like that. I got it all in one line, so we're getting a nice big swatch here. There we go. Yeah, that is also a really good magenta. It's not that different than the Midway the Magnificent, just no shimmer. So I want to see once that Midway the Magnificent dries completely where the shimmer comes out. There you go, deep magenta. 3 to go. LAMY Crystal Beryl. Not beryl like a barrel of monkeys. We're talking beryl like the gem. B-E-R-Y-L. This is nice. This is going to be one of those deep magenta, dark pink looking things. I was a little worried when I started out here. I was like, these are going all over the place, but I think we're settling in now to a very nice magenta groove. Oh, yeah. Now, I've used beryl before, and I've known that it's a nice color, but as I'm comparing it to some of the other ones, I'm like, this to me is magenta. This looks very magenta. The rose cyclamen is looking really purple in comparison to the rest of these. The hot magenta is looking very pink. I don't know. That's not what I think of when I think of magenta. Infinity dark pink. I was not expecting something so nice. Midway the Magnificent. That's looking pretty cool. I mean, I definitely have the shimmer in it, but it's not crazy. I think because it's got like more of a purple blue kind of shimmer. Looking nice, but wow, crystal beryl is intense. I like that. I want to see how it dries. Atramentis Pearlescent Magenta Red Copper. Oh my gosh, is this a mouthful? I might have to abbreviate this one a little bit. Otherwise, I won't have any room for a swab. All right, we got shimmer going on in here. It's got red copper shimmer in here, I believe, if I go by the description of the name. I can't remember. We have it on the product page. All right, Atramentis. Let's see here. How am I going to spell all this? Atramentis. We'll just call it Pearl. And then magenta red copper. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, that's doable. That wasn't as bad as I would have thought. I don't have any 3-liners on this episode. All right. Ooh, I see that shimmer coming out already. I didn't reshake it, but that's okay. Truth be told, I'm short on time, and my wife is texting me, and she's like, you need to be home by this time. And I'm like, I am cutting it close. Cutting it close for you all. Okay. Wow. That is very vibrant, and it's going to look really cool when the shimmer pops. Man, these are some good-looking colors. This is going to be really hard for me to pick my favorite. It's going to be incredibly impulsive and subjective. We got one to go, and I think I saved a good one for last. Pilot Iroshizuku Yama-budo. This is arguably maybe my wife's favorite ink. She definitely has used this a lot. I can tell you from experience, if you leave this ink in your pens for years at a time, they are more work to clean out. All right. Pilot Iroshizuku. Oh my gosh, Brian, your spelling. Okay. That's so weird looking. I'm sorry. Yama-budo. It's a nice looking color. No crazy sheen, no crazy shimmer, nothing. Just a crazy good ink. This is going to be a deep magenta as well. Seems like the deep magentas are really taking over here, which no one is complaining about because I think that looks awesome. Ooh, yeah. Yama-budo, man. Just a good ink. Just a good ink. This is a really good, like this kind of falls into like a good work safe ink because I think it's so dark that it doesn't like jump out like crazy as something too wild, but it's beautiful and it looks interesting. Wow. We got a strong bottom row here. I'm going to give these a second to dry and then we're going to come back to them. And then I'm going to somehow pick a favorite. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but we'll do that in a minute. I think this is as dry as we're going to be able to get it. Wow, these are looking really nice. How in the world am I going to pick a favorite? So these are not totally dry, but Yama-budo is looking very dark. I think that's the darkest of the whole bunch. It's got a little bit of sheen to it, it seems like, too. It's coming on the edges there. I mean, I know this is a super popular one. The infinity nature of the dark pink is kind of cool. Little Miss Jubilee looks cool, but is not what I think of with magenta. Same with rose coral. They're nice colors, but they're like more on the brighter red rose color. Same with hot magenta. Cool ink, not what I think of when I think of magenta. Rose cyclamen is a beautiful color, but it's a bit too purple for me because that's not what I'm looking for in this instance. So I'm going to be looking at the bottom row. This is tough. This is tough. Midway the Magnificent is nice. I'm not seeing a ton of shimmer out of it, though, to be honest with you. I would have expected more, but it is very pleasant. Deep Magenta, just a classic, good deep magenta color. Nothing fancy. Lemon Crystal Beryl, I like the color a lot. It's got the sheen to it, which is kind of interesting. And it is very dark. When I look at the writing and I see like the more saturated writing, like this is one of the darker ones that I think would actually look really good on the page. The red copper, that is really interesting looking. I like the shimmer. It's kind of subtle. It's not too wild. And then Yama-budo, of course, is a fan favorite. I like that a lot. That one's actually got the most sheen coming out. So how in the world am I going to rank these? I have no idea. Why did I put myself into this position? Okay. I mean, I love Yama-budo. I want to rank that the highest, but I'm actually not going to because this is entirely subjective. Yama-budo's always got a place in my heart. I think if I'm just going with my gut, I'm going to go with Deep Magenta. I think it's just the all around, it's the right color to me. It's got a little bit of shading. The sheen and stuff like that for me, for what I'm looking for in this thing, actually takes away a little bit from the ink for me. I don't know why. Again, this is very impulsive, but I think Deep Magenta is going to take it from me. That's what I'm going with. Let me know what you think. What do you like? Do you like these colors? Do you think that I'm way off base? Let me know. But this is fun to do. I like to just get to experience all these different colors, get to show them to you all. Let me know. What color should I do next? Because I just did pink and now I got magenta and I don't know which one I'm going to go for next. So let me know in the comments what you want to see as well. You can check out all these over at gouletpens.com. We have ink samples, nice little 2 ml samples. So you don't have to commit to a whole bottle, especially if you're trying to get the right tone of a particular color. It's great to get samples. You know, subscribe to our channel. We got thousands of other videos on fountain pens. That's kind of what we do. Well, thank you for watching, and right on.